Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another YouTube video for We Go Podcast, aka What Else Is Going On podcast, which, in case you don't know, I do have an actual podcast, an audio version. If you go to my Instagram at WeGo, WEIGO podcast, click on the link in the bio. If you have an Apple phone, it'll take you to iTunes. If you have an Android phone or any other type of phone, which I don't know if they even make, do they make any other type of phones? But if you do, it'll take you directly to where you can listen to podcasts. So what else is going on? Please rate it, give it a 5-star review. And with the YouTube channel, please subscribe, comment, share it with friends alike. I just want to say to every single subscriber on the podcast, on YouTube, if you're doing both, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I truly love doing the podcast. And I appreciate y'all just for your support. I really, really do. It means a lot. So thank you. So a couple days ago, I did a video on the interview heard around the world, y'all. And if you have not heard it, you've truly been living under the underside of a rock. Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay, right? So I just talked about some things that stuck out to me, namely Katt and his thoughts and stories on some comedians that we all know. Now I want to get into, I know it's been a couple of days, but I want to get into some of their responses, which I thought were quite interesting. So the first one I want to get into is Rickey Smiley. So when I listened to Katt, because Katt went on Shannon's show and was basically responding to some of the stuff that these comedians had already said on Shannon's show. So with Rickey Smiley in particular, Katt said that Rickey said he was supposed to play Money Mike, but basically they flipped it and gave Katt Money Mike and Rickey Santa. So he was saying he was supposed to play Money Mike. This is what Katt was saying. So Katt then responded to that and was like, that's not true. I was audition number 201, meaning 200 other Black men had auditioned before me. If it was Rickey's part, basically, why would they be auditioning, right? So I want to tell you, I'm going to read to you from Alabama.com what they wrote with regard to Rickey's response. And then I'm going to tell you what I saw, because I did see the clip of Rickey on Club Shay Shay and what he said. And then I'm going to tell you what I heard. Rickey's, like I'm going to read you what Alabama.com heard, but I'm also going to tell you what I heard. I listened to Rickey's response. So did that light just get brighter? I don't know. I felt like the light got brighter. But so according to Alabama.com, on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show on Thursday, Rickey told his radio audience he was originally meant to be Money Mike, but in hindsight thinks Katt was the better choice. I had no reason to lie about that. They added that whole pimp twist to the character, which was actually a better decision and made it funnier. There was no way in the hell I could have executed that role like that, and I'm glad that they made that decision. Personally, I like the pimp role better, but the Santa Claus role was perfect for me. So now let's go back. Remember when Katt also said that he put in his own contract that he would only work with Rickey again if Rickey wore a dress? He said he put that in his own, Katt Williams put that in his contract. So in response to that, and then after Katt said that, he said, I put in my contract that I would only work with Rickey if he wore dresses. And what was his next movie? First Sunday, where he was in a dress. So in response to that, Rickey said him playing Bernice Jenkins had nothing to do with Katt Williams' contract. Listing other Black comics who performed dressed as women for the sake of funny, he said that has nothing to do with my manhood being lessened for trying to play a role and trying to put food on the table for my family. Rickey said he was disappointed he had to even offer the explanation. It makes me sad the way that my kids feel, he said, I guess after they heard Katt's comments. Rickey went on to encourage his audience to buy tickets to Katt's upcoming shows in Birmingham and Huntsville. We want to wish Katt Williams nothing but the best. He also said the comments from Katt came at a crazy time as he and his family are coping with the upcoming 1-year anniversary of the death of his son, Brandon. I'm not trying to say any of this for sympathy. I'm just saying I'm dealing with stuff. So he's saying that Katt saying the reason Rickey was in a dress in the next movie was basically because he put it in his contract. That was the only way that he would work with him. Now, you heard what Alabama.com wrote, that Rickey said he was meant to play Money Mike. Okay. I'm going to tell you the snippet that I heard Rickey say on his own show. He said that Ice Cube must have met him, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I want to help put you on, and had him come in and audition for the role of Money Mike. This is what Rickey also said in his response to Katt. I heard him say this. He said Ice Cube called him in, had him audition for Money Mike. The producers or somebody must have saw something in him and had him read for the Santa Claus. And then they cast Mike. That's very different than Katt saying he said he had the role of Money Mike and he was supposed to play Money Mike, right? That's very different. Again, I heard Rickey say in response to Katt that they had him come audition for Money Mike. The producers or somebody must have saw something in him, and he ended up playing Santa. Then I saw the clip from Club Shay Shay with Rickey, and Rickey is saying, I was supposed to be Money Mike, but they flipped it. This is what he said, but they flipped it. So to me, it's almost like semantics going on, but not, but kind of. So Rickey says to Shannon, I was supposed to play Money Mike, but they flipped it. And I'm thinking, when Ice Cube saw him and said, oh, and was writing this movie, right? And was like, oh, come audition for Mike. That doesn't mean you were supposed to play Mike. That's just the part they had you audition for. I remember Betty White saying she auditioned for the part of Blanche Devereaux when she went in, but they saw her as Rose. So that didn't mean that if they had her come in and audition for Blanche, that didn't mean that she was supposed to play Blanche. That's the part that she auditioned for. I've told y'all before, my kids were in the industry for many years. Go up to their manager was in New York, and they go up to New York, up and down the road so much, audition for different shows, pilots, whatever. They can actually have you read for one thing, but see you in another role. Okay. So I feel like with Rickey saying to Shannon, I was supposed to play Money Mike, but they flipped it. No, they brought you into audition, but take a shot every time you hear my alarm go off, child, or the phone ring, because I'll be forgetting. But yeah, so I feel like it's a word thing here. Katt was responding to Rickey telling Shannon he was supposed to play Mike, but like, you didn't have the part. They had you come into audition for it and saw you as a better fit for Santa. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. Then, well, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to Ice Cube's response in a minute. So we have Rickey's response. So Rickey said, first he said he was meant to play Money Mike. Then he said they brought him into audition. Oh, and what I also heard on his radio show was him say, I was supposed to audition for Mike. So it's like he flipped it in the same show, because then he said, I was supposed to audition for Money Mike. And as a witness, he actually called his friend who was his manager at the time. So he calls his friend to get on the radio to say, yeah, he was supposed to audition for Money Mike. No one is disputing, or Katt isn't disputing, that you were called in to audition for Money Mike. What Katt was saying is you didn't have the part of Money Mike. So you saying to Shannon Sharpe, I was supposed to play Money Mike, then they flipped it. Katt is saying is false. You auditioned for it, but you didn't have the role. A lot going on, right? Rickey's not the only one that responded. Let's get into Mr. Kevin Hart. So Kevin Hart responds, we know that Katt said that Kevin was a plant. He said that he was establishing himself on the East Coast as a comic. How then did he come over to the West Coast with a movie and a show on network TV? So Kevin tweeted, gotta get that anger up out of Champ. It's honestly sad. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailer to my next film, Lift, which will be dropping on at Netflix in 8 days. There is a moment in the trailer where and I hope I may be saying this wrong, her name wrong, great actress. There's a moment in the trailer where at Gugumbatha Raw says, "They really love you." I know she's talking about Katt. Then he has laughing emojis. Mark your calendars, world. This one is special. So he's saying, got to get that anger up out of Champ, meaning Katt is angry. Then he says, it's honestly sad. In the meantime, enjoy my movie trailer in the movie. And the actress says, they really love you. I know she's talking about Katt. Ha, ha, ha. So that's what he says about that. Then him and the Plastic Cup Boys were at the NBA Unplugged broadcast, had Kevin Hart and the Plastic Cup Boys, I guess, broadcasting from there. So he then responds again, kind of, sort of, with the Plastic Cup Boys. So during the NBA Unplugged broadcast of the game between the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers on Friday, Kevin and his crew, the Plastic Cup Boys, were commenting on the game when Katt became the topic of conversation. Of discussion. That's what the article said. The longtime friends relentlessly joked about the 52-year-old comic for coming at Kevin during his appearance on Club Shay Shay last week. Another fun fact about the New York Knicks. I don't know if you guys know this, but Katt Williams bought the Knicks, and it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt, Kevin said. He's the first person to ever do that. He bought them for 15 days and returned them. That's another fun fact about the New York Knicks. Kevin continued dragging Katt by making fun of the comment he made about reading 3,000 books as a kid alongside the Plastic Cup Boys. According to Kevin, Katt got accepted to Delaware State University at 7 years old, and it never made the news. The biggest secret in the world, Kevin said in between his laughter. Smartest kid to ever do it. They kept it a secret for 48 years. They kept it a secret. It just dropped on us. So he didn't stop there. As the game cut away to Ja Morant walking into the arena, and the comedian said, another fun fact was that Katt dropped off the Memphis Grizzlies all-star, meaning he was saying Katt must have dropped off Ja Morant. He also said his fellow comedian has a basketball court in his living room and is the first to embrace a hardwood floor. So he was trying to be funny, trying to crack jokes, trying to get back at Katt a little bit. I mean, wasn't really funny to me. What y'all think? Kind of like, boo, tomato, tomato, kind of corny. So that's what I think. Let me know what y'all think. Ceddy Bear used to be with Levita Alizé Jenkins on the Steve Harvey show, also responded. He tweeted, revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Katt's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Katt Williams claims is his. I'm reading it as he tweeted. I've been over 40 movies. My specials and brand speaks values for who I am. The people I have put on, including Cat in the Hat. Because remember, Katt said he used to call himself Cat in the Hat, but then Disney sent him a cease and desist. So he said, the people I have put on, including Cat in the Hat, at the Gibson Amphitheater, and all that tough talk is corny AF. I'm grown man, and none of that gonna go like you think. You do you, and I got this over here. Then I saw a little bit of a clip where he's also saying the joke that Katt is talking about, he had done that years before. So I don't know. So Cedric has spoken. He said Katt's opinions on his career can't be reduced to one joke. I have been over 40 movies. My specials and brand speaks volumes for who I am. He said he put many on, because Katt also said he puts comedians on. Cedric said he's put many on, including Cat in the Hat. None of that is going to go like Katt thinks. You do you, and I got this over here. It's still not saying in his tweet that I didn't take the joke. Still not really saying. Okay. So a lot of people are responding, who we haven't heard from, though, right? So we heard from Rickey, we heard from Ced, we heard from Kevin. I believe Michael Blackson had a response too, but I didn't. Basically, he was saying Katt came at all of them so Katt could make himself. So Katt came at all of them so that they could respond and Katt could make himself relevant. Who hasn't responded is Steve Harvey. Is Steve going to take the high road, or is he going to do one of his? Not scratch that, rewind, not even high road, but is Steve going to get on a soapbox and make this a message? You know, one of those, you know, if you walk by and you see a dog barking at the moon, you don't think anything of it because it's the dog's job to bark at the moon. That's what a dog does. A dog was created to bark. But if the moon would have barked back, it would make you stop and take notice, because that's not what the moon was created for. The moon was created to shine. So I'm going to stay over here on my game shows and on my Judge Steve and on this here radio show, and I'm going to do what God has created me to do. Shine. Is he going to do one of those, like, make it like a lesson? Probably. Who knows? So y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this. How long do you think this is going to go on for? Are y'all, or any of y'all in any areas where Katt is going to be? Are you going to buy his tickets? Are you going to watch Kevin's movie? What do y'all think about Kevin and the Plastic Cup Boys trying to go in on Katt at the NBA Unplugged broadcast? Y'all let me know. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.